Hello, welcome to Verbling. I am Teacher Oakley, and once again, it is time for Famous Quotes class. Today, we're going with a classic. Uh, Famous Quotes class will be suspended for 2 weeks as I will be on vacation. However, I wanted to start the hiatus, my hiatus, your hiatus, with a classic. So today, we're looking at Socrates. Classic Greek philosopher. Okay, hello Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Hello.
Mm.
Do you know anything about Socrates?
Yes, if his wife was not eccentric, he wouldn't be a philosophy.
Say again. If
Uh,
his wife was not what?
wife, his wife was very bad. He always scolded him. I heard if he had a better wife. I'm not sure exact word. He wouldn't be a philosophy.
A philosopher.
A philosophy. Yeah.
Philosopher. Okay. Well, yeah. I wonder how many of us could
Yeah,
say
maybe
that.
if husband had a very bad wife, maybe he were out always and looking at the crowds and thinking about something about his life.
Well, okay. That's well. That's an interesting point, I suppose. Okay. All right. Um, okay. Just for those who would like to join the class, what we're going to do is look at famous quotes from Socrates. I will attempt to explain any difficult vocabulary or metaphor or idiomatical. I don't think that's a word. Sorry. Idioms. Anything difficult in the wording. And then we'll take turns talking about the intention of the author in the court and the maybe today especially a little bit maybe musing a little bit about the philosophy and whether we agree or disagree with the comments or quotes we're looking at. Hello, Ibeck.
Hello again.
Hello again. Ibeck, are you familiar with Socrates?
Yes, yes.
Really? Do you know him personally? Kidding.
Mm,
Obviously not. Did you ever have to study Socrates in school?
No, but we had at university course about philosophy,
Uh,
and if I'm not mistaken, one of lesson was about that person,
yeah,
about
I'm
Socrates, and about his
sure it
idea.
was.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, you can't take philosophy 101 in university without somehow touching on Socrates. Um, he is credited as being one of the basically founders of Western philosophy, at least anyway. Um, of course, his famous student was Plato, another philosopher. Okay. Um, Plato is maybe even more famous. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, a very extremely famous philosopher from around 400 BC. Greek, obviously. Well, maybe not obviously, but anyway. Okay, whoa, well, suddenly a whole bunch of folks in the class. I don't know how you guys came in, but hello again, Keiko.
Hello, teacher.
Hi. familiar with familiar with Socrates to some degree? You've heard of him?
To some degree, teacher.
Okay. Well, we're going to look at some of his quotes and we'll get more familiar with him. Welcome back, Max. Hey there.
Hello again.
Hello again. Hope you're ready to philosophize with me today a little bit. Okay, and Sabrina. Hello, Sabrina.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. I like your avatar, your Google picture. Very,
Thank you.
very cool. Very intelligent looking cat there. Perhaps the cat is a philosopher and he can join us in the class. That would be great.
Probably.
Okay. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Let's get started. Let's look at some quotes from Socrates and talk about them a bit. The first one I'm going to share with you is, frankly, not only is it one of my very, very favorite quotes, it is a way of life for me. Heidi, could you read our first quote, please?
Yeah, and the only true wisdom is in knowing you, know nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, what do you think of this quote?
Only true wisdom is yeah, knowing you. You aren't knowing anything.
The only truth is that you know nothing.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
So it's truth. I don't know anything. I know I don't know anything. Like that.
Yeah. Okay. But is the truth that you know that you know that you don't know? Oh, wait, I'm getting confused. All right. Okay. Ibec, what do you think of this quote? Why is he saying this? Do you have any idea?
I think that nobody has to have has has to show people that no, I couldn't explain.
Okay. Do you want to try rephrasing that?
I think that every person hasn't to think that he now knows everything, because to know everything is impossible.
Yeah. Do you know any? Do you know somebody who knows everything about everything?
No, but sometimes I met some of kind people, person who
Well,
thinks that he knew everything, and that's
yeah. So have I. We call that person in English. We call that person a know-it-all. Uh, what a know-it-all he is. Okay. Um, Keiko, what do you think of this quote? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you live by it? Keiko, what do you think of this quote?
I think, first of all, that it tells us that the only true wisdom is in knowing is knowing nothing.
Doing nothing.
I,
Is it actually
I,
even
I
possible to know
think
nothing?
I think he is saying that we cannot know anything. We
Yeah,
don't know anything.
yeah. Well, for me,
Oh, sorry.
no, it's quite
Please.
okay. Oh, for me, it's not only just knowing you know nothing; it's accepting as well that you that you know nothing. Uh, for me, I mean, I'm just sharing my opinion, not just knowing, but accepting the fact that you know nothing. Maybe better. I don't know. See, I don't know. Anyway. All right. Well, this is fairly straightforward. Okay. I guess it is, in a way. Max, do you have any comment about this quote?
Maybe. I think in Russian we say something like no one cannot cover immense knowledge. Something like that. Immense knowledge. Cannot cover immense knowledge. Does it make sense for you?
Well, I'm not sure about cover. Oh, do you mean
Cover.
all man's knowledge, like mankind's knowledge?
Doesn't matter. I think cover. I mean to know all.
Okay. Like cover material. In English, we use that
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, yeah.
We need to cover this material in the class. Okay, I get you. I get your meaning. All
Yeah,
right.
and recently I read some kind of status in Facebook. One guy wrote something like, "The wisdom comes this impotence, impotence, and
Impotent. Hmm.
yeah, impotence." And I realized that I'm still not wisdom man.
Okay. You're not impotent yet? Oh my goodness. I don't even want to touch that. Okay. I'm just gonna move on.
Okay.
Sabrina? Sabrina, any
Hi.
last thoughts about this quote? You think it's a good
Uh,
quote?
for me, this is the totally true because uh, how much you study, more you know, you don't know anything. You study a lot, and you see other people know more things, and you need to study more, and you need to accept it because it's impossible to know everything. So
Yeah.
you need to try, but
Yeah.
it's the difficult goal.
You know, something that I think is ironic about this quote, when I see this quote, I always think about this. If you ask almost anyone on earth, they would agree with this quote and they would say, yes, it's impossible for man to know everything. No man can know all the sum total of knowledge about mankind. And yet, there are so many human beings on earth who sincerely believe that they know the mind of God. How can you admit you can't know the mind of man and yet be convinced that you know the mind of God? For me, this is one of the biggest ironies of human existence. I don't understand it, frankly.
Before studying, people think they know a lot of things, but when they started studying, they recognize I didn't know anything.
Mm-mm. It's a good place to start, in other words. Right. Start without any false assumptions. Well, given that, okay, Socrates was given to observation and from, he actually, I believe it started the concept of tabula rasa. You guys know that? This is a Latin translation, but I think he started with the idea of scientific observation from a completely blank slate, knowing absolutely nothing, um, and not making any false assumptions when you observe the world. Uh, okay, Keiko, the only truth is in knowing that you know nothing. Oh, okay, I see. Right. Okay. Well, I think it goes right along with the introduction in Western philosophy of the concept of scientific study, from being very careful to not make any false assumptions, like what Heidi said. In other words, uh, okay, let's move on. Sabrina, can you read our second quote here?
By all means, marry. If you get a good wife, you will become happy. If you get a bad one, you will become a philosopher. Socrates.
Yeah. There you go. Heidi was saying this when before
Yeah,
you
that
came in.
so can't her
There you go.
wife.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay, Sabrina, what do you think of this quote?
I'm thinking. Because if you get a bad one, you divorce it. Come on.
I think Socrates had a sense of humor, is what I think.
Maybe in this time it's impossible to separate. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not I'm not sure either. Okay.
Yes.
There you go. Okay. Hmm. Uh, it's interesting. What does it take to become a philosopher? Socrates would like to start with a bad wife. Uh,
What do you know about his wife? Maybe he was never
I don't know.
married.
Heidi knows.
His wife, the name is something very famous. Bad wife.
Okay.
Famous bad wife.
Famous bad wife.
Did he have a bad wife?
I guess so. Uh, he's implying it with this quote. At the very least, he's implied it. I don't know. I don't know about this actually. I always looked at this as a kind of a lighthearted, a kind of a joke. A 2,500-year-old joke. But as jokes go, not bad for being so ancient. I don't know. Keiko, do you have any ideas about this? What do you think? Does it take a certain amount of misery to be a philosopher?
No, I think the philosophers are intrigued about the world. They try to explain the world, maybe um, parting from their parting their point of view from their own life,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well,
But not all philosophers are unhappy married.
have you ever
I,
heard of the idea to be a truly great artist, you must be miserable first? I mean, totally paraphrasing, but this kind of concept has been batted around by people I mean, I don't know if you've heard that before, but the starving artist. I don't know. People, different artists have talked about it. It's important to suffer sorrow and misery before you can become a good artist. I wonder if the same thing may be true for philosophy. I don't know. Ibec, what do you think?
I think it was good joke, but in nowadays it's still good. It's still as a good joke. I think we could use it.
Okay, let me put this a totally different way. Max, let me ask you a question. Do you think wealthy people that don't have anything to worry about, wealthy people in power, are more superficial than poor people who live lives of misery? Wow. Are they more introspective if you've had traumatic experience or some degree of sorrow in your life? Does it make you more introspective? Max, are you there? Okay.
Oh, you asked me. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking you are talking this Alibek. That reminds me of some kind of phrase: "Happy wife, happy life."
Oh yeah, sure.
Maybe when you have happy wife and happy life, you don't have enough time for philosophy and think about anything. But if you, I don't know, um, I think you got me. Got me.
Yeah, okay. I see you. I see
I
what you're
don't know.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, all right. Well, okay. Let's look at the next. Let's move on. Okay. We got a lot of quotes here. Max, can you read the next one? Oh, I like this one. This one's something to think about here.
Beware the barrenness of a busy life. I didn't get it. I hear
Okay.
this because I don't know a couple words of that.
Right. Okay. Well, first of all, beware is a warning word. Take heed, take care, beware. On warning signs in English, you should know this. You should definitely know this word in English, because if you see this on a sign somewhere, it means there's some danger nearby. Beware of the dog. For example, you might not want to jump over the fence. Okay. Beware of, okay, let's talk about this word, barrenness. First of all, let's break off the suffix and look at the root word. Barren. Barren is empty. This word, barren land, it's empty land. No plants, no agriculture, no trees, no life, no animals. Barren. A woman who cannot have children is barren. Empty. So, emptiness, to make it a noun. The emptiness of a busy life. Does that help, Max?
Yeah, I think I understood the literal meaning, but
Okay.
beware the barrenness of busy life. Busy life.
Yeah. What is
Yeah,
he
it's some
trying to
kind
say?
of, I don't know, maybe it's like you think you do something and you think this is so important for you, but through days after, I don't know, a long time, you look back and realize that it was not important for you. I don't know.
Ah, right. Okay. No, I think that was actually well said. Okay. Sabrina.
Hi.
Hi.
Um,
Hi. What do you think he's trying to say here, or you think Max is
I agree
pretty
with
much right?
Max.
Okay.
It's very true because we live today only thinking, sorry, about work and about to take money, to give money, and sometimes you don't think about your life, your family, your friends, and you have a empty life because it's so busy to do other things and you don't have time to do what you want, what you need, what you
Mm-hmm.
to be happy.
Yeah. In English, particularly American parlance, we call that the rat race. Join the rat race. Be a part of the rat race. Um, Thanks, Max, for pushing up my comments. Thank you. Thanks for that. Okay. So if you're part of the rat race, it kind of refers to the idea, if you ever had mice or rats or hamsters or gerbils, any of those little rodents that sometimes people keep as pets, you always give them a wheel. And they jump in that little wheel and they run 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 and they run, but they never get anywhere. That's kind of the idea. Heidi, what do you think? What do
Yeah,
you
big
think?
loss of barrenness. But even if you have plenty of free time, but still barrenness, the same.
Okay.
So which do you choose? I want to choose busy life.
Ah, okay. Okay. At least stay busy. Okay, I understand you. Ibeck, what do you think?
I think he means that every person has to develop his private life also, and I think he means that thing. Do you listen me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
just
yeah,
listening to you for you.
yeah. I think he means that persons has to develop his own life, private life also, and he has to think about that too.
Okay, all right. All right. Any last thoughts, Keiko?
To I
Any
read,
la
teacher?
Sure.
Okay,
Any last thoughts, or do you think we've covered this? Do you want to read the next one? Either.
okay.
Leave it up to you.
I agree with Hyde because a busy life can be can be as either either full or empty, as
Hmm.
well as a free life. It depends on the mental attitude
Okay.
of each person.
Right. Okay. Okay. It all depends on perspective. Sure. Okay. I can understand that. Right. I think that's a good point. Uh, okay. But the next one here. Take a quick look at this.
Wisdom begins in wonder. In wonder.
Ah, yes. Well, what do you think about this?
I agree because if we leave the capacity of surprising with the little things of the life, the little or the big things of the life, we turn ourselves blind. We cannot see the things as they are. We have to maintain the capacity to surprise,
Be surprised. Yeah.
the capacity to surprise in front of before the life, before the people, before the phenomena, before the facts of the life and nature.
Right. Okay. Just English on an English note, the capacity to be surprised, so we can be surprised, not to surprise other people. Right.
Okay,
Right.
can be surprised.
Okay. And just another little English note: the expression, which is a widely used idea or expression, things in life. Um, we often use this in different ways, but it's always things in life, not of life or about life or on life. Things in life. Uh,
Things in life.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thank you,
Uh,
teacher.
you're welcome. It's what I do. Okay. All right. Max, any more thoughts on this? Wisdom begins in wonder.
No, I think it's
Very
quite
pretty
straightforward.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any? It's pretty. It is. I agree. Pretty straightforward. Anybody else have any thoughts on this? Ibeck, Sabrina.
I have a question, sorry.
Go ahead.
Wonder, I looked for in the dictionary, it's surprise, but looking for knowledge, correct or not?
Yeah.
The word wonder. So
Wonder.
it, yes,
Oh, you're talking about the definition?
yeah,
Um,
because for me it's only surprising. But now I looked for this word and they talk about looking for knowledge. So if I
uh,
think about this definition,
well, I
uh,
don't. Okay, well, hang on, hold on a second. To clarify, there's really two meanings of the word wonder. Wonder is surprise, and often we talk about the concept of a child's wonder of the world. They're amazed by everything. Or
Trying to understand something, teacher.
it can also mean, well, there's two separate meanings, and maybe they're the same meaning, they should be, or they're closely associated. Wonder can also mean, I wonder, I wonder what I'm going to have for lunch. I'm starving. Okay, I'm searching for the facts about what I want for lunch. It can be that menial and simple as well.
okay.
I mean,
May I
uh,
add? The
yeah.
the cat on the cat on your picture have eyes full of wonder.
Yes, he does. Completely agree with
Yeah,
that. Okay,
yes.
sure. All right. So anyway, if that I hope that helps to clarify. That's both those meanings, and I think those meanings are kind of intertwined, especially in this particular quote. I think they go together.
Yeah, because
Uh,
you need to start something.
I'm sorry.
You need to start something and you need to improve this until to be a wisdom, I believe.
Okay. Well, nothing would happen if people didn't question and wonder why or how. I mean, we'd all be living in a cave if not, or actually, we never would have come down from the trees if we didn't wonder. Humans didn't wonder about anything. Um, Ibeck,
Yes.
hi. How
From
about
the
this?
deepest
Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
from the deepest desires often comes the deadliest hate.
Ooh. Aha. What is Socrates trying to say here? You think
It's hard to me to understand. Could could you
this is a
explain?
deeper one? Could I? I could, but
Maybe someone can.
maybe somebody else can.
Yeah.
I could, but that's be my interpretation. Remember, there's no wrong or right answer here. I mean, we can kind of interpret what we think. Um, Heidi, what do you think of this quote?
Maybe desire came from something from other person. For example, other person have a lot of knowledge or wealth or something. So
Hmm.
I want to get the same thing, right? And then, but a person couldn't get the things more than the other person. It became hatred.
Ah, so you're talking about envy.
Envy, yes, It started from envy.
Yeah, okay. Envy is a dangerous thing. Yeah. I think that could be denied. Keiko, the deadliest hate is the seed of the deadliest hate, deep desire. Hmm. What are, okay.
Sometimes people who loves each other, who loves
Hmm.
a lot each other, become deadly enemies.
True. Quite true.
Yeah.
Mhm. Very true. Okay. Who love each other a lot, usually we say. Uh,
Okay.
all right. Okay, well, all right.
And
Great.
deadly
Yeah, I bet.
deadliest hate also could be between good friends, uh, for because of envy, because of something bad memory, and
Hmm.
it's bad.
Right. Okay. I don't know. That's what I think of. I think of envy when I read this as well. Sabrina, any thoughts here?
I agree with Kako because it's about love. It's really about love.
It is deep desire and love. Okay. Hmm. Okay. uh. All right. Let's look at another one. Heidi, can you read this next one?
Mhm. Okay, he is richest with the content with the least, for content is the wealth of nature.
Okay. Now, of course, we have the tricky English, a little trickiness going on with the English here. Content means what something is made of, or content. Here we mean, okay, and we pronounce these differently, by the way. The content of the class, or is quotes from Socrates, is the content of the class. Content means happiness, satisfaction. Okay, so I think that's what we mean here. Who is content? And by the way, we say that with a different syllable stress. Content, as opposed to the noun, we say content.
Content.
Yeah. So this is I think the adjective content.
Mm.
All right. Okay. He is richest who is content with the least. For content. See, I don't really get this either. For content is the wealth of nature.
Mhm.
What do you think of this?
Content with the least is the richest person has something very rare things, or what? The least.
Well, okay. See, yeah, we've got all kinds of dual meanings going on here. Richest in what? Richest in wealth. Okay, later it says wealth. Richest in wealth, but does he really mean money, or does he mean quality of life?
Mm.
I think is what he means, quality of life. Sometimes, particularly in philosophy, okay, in normal day-to-day life, when we talk about rich, we talk about money. But here I
Okay.
think,
The richest person is satisfied with the small things.
no. I don't think we're talking about money at all. I don't think. That's my opinion. Of course, you can read this a different way and see something else. Just, I was saying that in ordinary life, when we talk about rich, you're talking about money, but it doesn't have to be. We can also talk about being rich in other things, one of which is the quality of life.
Mhm. I think he's content with the list. With the person is very happy. Happy person is content with small things. They don't want to get much, so much, right?
Yeah, I think that's the idea of the first half of the
Yeah,
sentence.
and even the wealth of nature. That means that they don't have any action to get something. He accepts only naturally the things naturally come to him.
Ah, okay. Okay. All right. I think that's good. Even I was having a hard time with the second part. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Ibeck, any thoughts about this one? This is a little more difficult. We may have differing opinions, and that's okay. What
But
do you think?
I would like to say that this idea of our days about richest people who don't care about nature and about people who mine of mineral resources from the ground, and maybe
Yeah,
can we use this idea in our days
I think we
about
can. I think it's quite relevant.
uh,
I think you're making an interesting and very valid point. Yeah, it's just I read some recent study, and now I know there's a lot of argument about scientific studies that have to do with non-renewable resource use. But a bunch of recent studies have said basically if we decide to burn, for example, oil, all the coal and oil and gas that can be found or that are already known about, basically we're all going to die. So why then do oil companies keep searching for more oil? If we burn the oil we have, we're dead. Woo! Talk about greed. Insanity. That's just insane. I mean, who knows? You know, we can, whatever, bandy about scientific data all day and never agree. But I think it's very close to your idea. You know, I think we're thinking the same thing. I was thinking pretty much the same kind of idea as well. Keiko, what do you think of this quote?
I think it is saying that man should live with the least, not not spend so much money, not gathering treasures.
Hmm.
There is a Greek philosophy school called I don't know in English, but I think is Stoicism.
Yes.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
S-
in which
exactly. Yeah.
whose thinkers lived with the least, and then it is called a story about a philosopher who who used a glass to catch water and think and drink, and when he saw a child using the palms of hand to drink water, he said that he had thinks too much and throw away the glass.
Okay. All right. Having a glass was too complex. Okay. All right. Very good. All right, the Stoics. Okay, very, very good. And okay, you are talking about a Greek philosophy which originated in Athens, largely influenced by Socrates, of course. So very relevant. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay. That's a good story. Yeah. Nader, welcome to the class. Hello, hello. Nader, are you there? Hello? Give me a shout out or a message or something, if you can. Oh, no. What's going on with your connection lately? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, Nader, if you can, fix that. Love to talk to you. Sabrina, any more thoughts on this rather complex little idea here?
I agree with a lot of almost of the students. Uh, I believe it's not necessary to buy a lot of things to be rich, but this kind of rich, not the money, but the happiness.
Right.
And you don't need to buy everything. You don't need to live with your family, friends, and happy. That's it.
Okay.
Sometimes we
I
spend
have
a lot of time
I,
to try to buy some things and not your happiness.
okay. Yes, I have the feeling that Socrates would not have owned an electric banana peeler. Just saying. Okay. Serena, can you go ahead and read this next quote? Another one that's quite complicated. Getting into some deep, deep stuff here. Can you read this one for us,
Okay.
please?
A system of morality which is based on relative emotional values is a mere illusion, a purely vulgar conception which has nothing sound in it and nothing true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, we might have to take this one step by step. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, a system morality. Morality, okay, a basic social system of we know what's right and wrong. It is not okay for us to run around without any clothes. It is not okay for us to kill each other whenever we feel like it. All right, a system of morality. All right,
Yes. I
okay,
understand.
right. Based on relative emotional values. This is, I think, the key part of the quote, which can be open to interpretation. I think this is key to trying to understand this. Relative emotional values. Well,
Okay.
word by word. Relative, something is relative depending on your position in society, your position as a male or a female, your age. So something may be different as opposed to from where you are or your position in society. If I'm a landlord or if you're a tenant, if I'm the mayor or you're just a citizen. Okay,
Yes,
relative to position.
and the time too. So which
Yeah.
century?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So relative emotional values. Okay, relative to what? Your position or what? This is the part that even I find a little difficult. Relative to
Mhm.
what? Um, emotional values. What makes you happy? What makes, okay. Well, I don't know. That's the part that I think we could argue. Anyway,
I watched uh, the imitation game last week. I don't know if everybody watched,
the
but they talked about Alan Turing. and he killed himself because he was homosexual. And in this time, you go to the prison if you are homosexual. So the morality in this time is different, some kind of place now. So I think this is a good example. So in some times, and some people and some country, you have a kind of morality, and it's an illusion because this is a society, and society change all the time. It's a mere illusion. It's example.
Sure, okay. Another example is the age in which people get married. It was perfectly normal to get married when you were 14 or 15 years old 200 years ago, and now it's shocking. Like that, you mean? Yeah, it's relative to emotional value, how it makes people feel. Okay, that's a good example. I think we have come up with a couple of good examples that express that these are relative emotional values. It's not, is it really truly right or wrong? I mean, if 200 years ago is perfectly normal and today it's considered, a horrible thing. Okay, all right. I think we're on to something here. Keiko, well, let me, hang on. Keiko, Nader, are you attempting to talk? I'm hearing little
Can you
sputters. Oh, there we go.
Can you hear?
Oh, great.
Okay,
Hi.
thank you. Sorry, I'm a bit under the weather today.
Oh, it's okay. You're under the weather, or your connection is under the
No,
weather?
no, maybe
Okay.
both.
Maybe both. Well, I hope you feel better, and I hope your connection feels better as well.
Thank you. So I guess what he means here that if you don't have like solid values, values that do not change with people or with time, it will be otherwise it will be an illusion. So because if you love someone and you have some and you change your values according to your love or your emotions, and you have a different set of concepts that change with the time or the places or your feelings, so it is not values anymore, maybe.
Okay. I think that was very well put. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I can think of countless examples, actually. There's many. Keiko, what do you think about this quote?
What is the opposite? I am thinking about what would be the opposite of the opposite of emotional values. Maybe.
How about physical values? Like you shouldn't murder people because when they're dead, they're dead. How about that one? There's a moral system that has actually never changed, right? It's never been right to kill people in basically any system of values anywhere on Earth, other than kill other people not from your tribe, of course, in older societies. But it's never been okay to kill people in your own society, even primitive societies. So how about that? To try to think of a moral system where that's not purely based on emotion, based on practicality or physicality, even. I don't know. I was trying to think of the same thing, Keiko. Okay, what else would be not emotional? Can you think of any other examples?
I think morality or moral values are part rational and part emotional, and they have consequences in the real world. when for example someone reads a moral saying, or listen to a preaching, he achieves, they achieve moral values, or they hear, they absorb moral values. But if it hasn't consequences, it is not applied in the real life, it has not any value. Then I think morality is both emotional and rational. It's a mixture,
Mix. Yeah, a blend, a mix.
a
Okay.
blend.
All right. Okay. Okay, the verb form of application is now apply. So applied to. Okay, if one thing is applied to another. By the way, little English point there. All right. Okay. Heidi, any last thoughts about systems of morality being emotional versus rational, or
I
both?
think our system of morality is different depending on the place or
Sure.
period.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
Burger conceptions are almost the same. It comes from the human nature of humankind.
Okay. What's that conception comes?
Comes from nature.
Nature. Oh, okay.
Nature of a human being.
All right. Yeah. Well, think about that. Yeah. It's sometimes compare. I'm sure many of you have done this. Compare like animal morality to human morality. You know, it leaves humans wanting in many ways. Animals don't run around killing each other for no reason. For example, very rarely. Animals don't commit rape. Another example. Sometimes it leaves mankind wanting, I have to say. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Interesting food for thought. But I'm going to have to leave you guys to think about those last few points on your own, because my time is up. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. And I've got to go have a lunch. So bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thanks.
teacher. Bye.
Have a nice meal. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.